All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the March, can you believe it? March edition of the Kane County ROSC Council. My name is Jarrett Burton. I'm one of your co-facilitators for this meeting. Just a couple housekeeping things, and I'll turn it over to my colleague, who will get us started for today. But yeah, if you want to put your name and contact info into the chat, if you're online, that helps us to take attendance. My folks here in person, we got some sign-in sheets if you want to hit that. And then also, if you would help us by remaining muted unless it's time to chat with you, unless it's like an interview or a feedback segment, that helps us cut down on interruptions, which is awesome. And then, yeah, I'm going to, as people get seated, I'm going to kick it over to my colleague Annette, who's going to introduce us here from beautiful Sugar Grove Public Library. We are out on tour, and this is a beautiful library, I have to say, like pretty amazing space. So, Annette, I'm going to throw it over to you, and then I'll go ahead and put our agenda up on the screen.
Jared, I appreciate it. Again, we are at the beautiful Sugar Grove Public Library in Sugar Grove, Illinois. And
Yay!
let's give a round of applause. We have a lot of, I do appreciate virtually. We were just about our drive here. Some of us it took 15 minutes, some of us it was a little bit close for an
55.
hour. But the one thing we all can have as a common denominator and we share is that Sugar Grove is a beautiful community and it does have some beautiful sights on your drive here.
Absolutely.
So, Sugar Grove. Did you know that this library sits on land that was originally um, the vast prairie traversed by the Potawatomi people. So today it's a modern hub for connection and knowledge. But for many people in the western and suburban parts of our county, accessing services isn't as easy as walking to the library.
Amen.
So a drive to like Aurora or Elgin can mean a significant barrier, right? So our goal with the Ross is to highlight the entire county, right? Especially the portion that might not get noticed or are really far from traditional services. We want to ensure that no matter your zip code, recovery is within reach. And being here in Sugar Grove is a reminder that we need to extend our network to everyone and every corner of King County.
And if I can say real quick, we did Elburn last month, and Elburn was awesome too. And now Sugar Grove has been so welcoming and great as well. So we're really enjoying our time kind of in this part of the county. So when we talk about, yeah, like bringing services or at least bringing awareness about maybe inequity of services because of geographic location barriers and things like that. So we're thrilled to be here in Sugar Grove with you guys today.
We are very thrilled and honored. So we can go into like formal introductions now, right? So we're gonna ask everyone to share, your name, what organization you're with, but also at the same time, should we do the icebreaker?
Why don't
Right?
you want?
So our icebreaker today is if you were able to be any animal that you would like for a day, what animal would you like to be? And so who would like, well, you know what? I will start myself because again, I'll never ask anyone to do anything that I wouldn't, right? So last night I told Jared today that last night I felt like when I went to bed, I was going to be a bird, right? I was like, because I love birds. But then this morning when I went out and I looked at my squirrel friend that I nicknamed Diablo.
Squirrel friend, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
a little
great.
squirrel that I have that I feed. And then I was like, wouldn't it be so much fun just to be him one day, just for one day and, have food available and have this backyard to do whatever I want. And I see him always having a great time. He loves to terrorize me, my bird feeders, my birds, my garbage cans. So yeah, why not? Why not be a little menace for a day? So that's me. I would be a squirrel.
Okay. I'll do my not to pick a bird because birds was my first word as a child. So maybe like some type of crow. But my actual favorite animal is a bear, and I have like a bunch of different bear things on my desk at work, including this like gold solid paperweight bear, which has followed me through I think three different offices now. Super duper heavy. I feels like a show and tell. And yeah, so that's me. Do you want to give it around that way, and then I can maybe line people up online if they want to?
The bird statement.
Okay.
I'm the type of person that just likes to like see everything and know where everything's at. So like if I can like just look at everything up above, I would do it and just kind of like people, but not have them see me, would be super cool. So, hello, everybody. Michelle Meyer. I'm the director for meeting health at the Health Department. I think that I would like to be a cat.
Oh.
That's when I leave my house for work in the morning. I see my cat just chilling in the sun, and I'm like, oh,
It's like what a day, right? Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, okay. He cracked the code on that one. Not just animal. All right.
yeah, I would have to also be a bird. I so inspire.
Oh yeah. That is a good one. Awesome. Just chill out the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Nice one, yeah. And I will say, like the drive here, I passed like three or four horse farms with some gorgeous horses. So yeah, that fits today's theme. So yeah, thank you. Glad to have you with us. Oh, nice. Awesome. Glad to have you with us today. Thank you. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah. Yeah. And it's part of it. It's just kind of expected that you get into mischief. Let me pass this around.
They're like sunbathing, relaxing, bed, water, and that's what I want to go.
They're like the most comfortable looking animals ever right when you're leaving. Like they just look so nice. Yeah. Anybody online who would like to let us know what your animal would be? I see Ben
Oh
Rudolph
yeah.
unmuting.
So I fell in love with this. It's the great horned owl.
Okay.
And I found out about the great horned owl because there's a pair living in my backyard.
Oh, sure.
And these guys are huge and they're mean and they growl, they don't hoot. So they make this crazy noise that's really scary. And when they're out there, we have a huge pine tree. I go out with the broom and hold it over my head because I'm afraid And I've done some research, and these guys, hawks are afraid of these things. They're huge. They're like 3 feet tall. Whoa. And they're solitary. They find a mate and they go together and they're solitary for their lives and they scare the heck out of all the squirrels and everything in our neighborhood. So,
Do
yeah,
they
horned
do
owl.
they do they migrate or leave, or do they just live at your house now forever?
Well, they come and go. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure what the migration thing is, but it seems like springtime and fall are the times we see them and hear them most. And I'm telling you, if you heard the sound that they make, it makes my hair stand on end. It's just like,
Oh my
oh my God.
gosh.
Woo! So yeah, that's what I want to be when I grow up, is a great horned owl.
That's a good one. Sorry, I'm just very briefly doing a mic check for Annette. Anybody else online that would like to chime in? Just so I'm not calling people out. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you would like to, feel free to come off of mute, and then we'll see if the other microphone is working or not. Try it. Just turn it on.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Can
There
you
it
hear that?
goes. Way better.
Oh, okay. Perfect. 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 All right. Well, how about this? Because we are already 10 minutes into it, why don't we just get into our very first segment? So we talked about the member intros and the icebreaker. So, Annette, do you want to introduce our first guest for today?
Okay, so our first guest for today is Kate. I want to make sure I say her name correctly. Casey Alexander. And she is from the College of DuPage. She is a CRSS, and she is in that program, but she is also starting her CRS alumni network. And her CRSS alumni network specifically was targeted for just one county, but I'm going to let her explain. She will be expanding, and but not only has she been integral in that part of the CRSS, she is also part of the Awakenings Group project, which is are they like a group, right, from a student group from COD. And so we are honored to have her here. So that not only is she going to share about her exciting initiative with the CRSS Alumni Network, but she's also going to share a little bit of her work. So Casey, if you can just come off Zoom whenever you're available. I'm sorry, mute. I am so sorry. And if you can introduce yourself and maybe do you want to start off with the CRSS or do you mind starting off with the Awakening Project?
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Annette. I appreciate that. Since you have the awakenings up, I didn't know that I didn't know you wanted to share my work for the awakenings, and I'd be the only person from the awakenings that's here. But you can go ahead and share that. Um, COD has been a really awesome experience so far. And the first semester there, I got roped in by Bruce Seawick of the Awakenings Project, and it was a lot of fun. And I submitted some meaningful work. I I like cartoons, old cartoons, and this is Opus the Penguin. Um,
It's great, by the way. I love Opus.
thank you.
Comic strip characters on and Sunday mornings when I would read the comic strips. So you did a really great job with them.
Thank you. This was a mashup of Gary Larson and Salvador Dali, Melting Clocks. I actually am really sorry about that. I'm really, really proud of how I painted the clocks. Um,
Oh yeah.
so that they were not easy, but yeah, boneless chickens. It's I can't read it anymore. The Eternal Present, I think is the name of it.
Yeah, the Eternal Presence. Yeah, that's a good one.
They're all of the works at the Awakenings Project were like recovery oriented, so these are all just
Yes.
like themes of existence.
Well, that's awesome too because of like just different types of therapeutic routes and like art is one of those that's really, really important to some people. So it's cool that y'all have been able to do that. Plus the Awakenings groups has been amazing enough to collect some donations for the Serenity House mobile outreach,
Yes,
which I'll
we
go
are
into a
so
little bit later.
appreciative.
Very
But I'm
cool.
gonna go to the CRSS stuff to let you talk
Yeah,
a little bit
let's
about
do it.
that because that's pretty exciting stuff.
Can I share my screen
You
actually?
can. Let me
All
stop my
right.
share and I'll let you share. Mm.
All right. Sharing. So I recently, okay, so CRSS program at COD has been absolutely amazing. I tell everybody that I was a shell of the person that I was when I started that program because I kind of was walking around more or less with like a chip or and because of the stuff that I had went through in my life and not really feeling like I was equal to everybody, you know. Um, but anyway, so day one, we all had to share our stories in front of a class, and it wasn't easy, but we got through it. It was gut-wrenching and horrible. But then once we did get through it, and we had so much empathy for the next person in line, and then as we all kind of shed all of this weight, we were able to be different people in the class than we were in the outside world. And that resulted in a lot of friendships in a really cute community of a very small cozy community in these different classrooms. And I found out that there's sort of no next step for everybody to stay connected. And I thought that was really sad because the whole thing, we're all in recovery, we need support. And that doesn't like, we don't all want to stay in support groups all of our life. And we don't all just want to connect over work all of our lives. So this is kind of a trifold mission. Um, for students to have a natural stepping stone to the greater community of peers after graduation. Okay, so that's number one. But for existing professionals to also have a community outside of work that's based on fun and not more work, because as givers, we're just going to keep giving and giving, and we don't really you know, it's hard to do something for yourself when you're the only one keeping track of yourself, right? And this is community, social, supportive, and recovery oriented. So also like the third tier of this is that we're recovery community that well, not we are all a community that is encouraged to bond over things that are not vice because a lot of us grew up only in the culture and the larger culture and the social structure, people grew up um, bonding over vice and didn't really learn how to do that outside of that framework. So we'd like to start something like that here. So this is the site that I have put together. Actually, another feature of this is blah blah blah, very cute, love it. Event collaboration. Let me move this. The Another sort of layer to this is a central point where every human service organization is invited to share events on a shared calendar so it can get pinged through a central network. So if you have, or if you are connected to an event or to an organization and they're having events, you can add them here, submit a form, add as much or as little details as you want, and it will automatically pop into a calendar where everybody can see it all year long. You can do this for upcoming events. You can do this for next year. It doesn't matter. And that way it's like one point for everybody to share information, which I think is beneficial because there's a lot of organizations out there and a lot of stuff going on. And so it's a lot to keep track of for everybody. And this can hopefully help that. I also took it upon myself today to get connected to Slack. This is an invite link if everybody wants to join. I'll just pull it up, make sure the links are working.
By the way, this is all awesome, by the way. Like we're all kind of looking at all this like, wow, this is pretty great. The
So like
site looks
nobody's
amazing.
nobody's joined yet, and I mean, well,
No.
nobody's joined Slack yet, so this is all just something that I did today. But I figured this can help build community for people who out of business,
Mhm.
and I would like to stop sharing now. How do I do that?
I think there's a stop somewhere, probably. Maybe I have to share to take it back.
Stop share.
It's that share. And
Okay.
then I'm going to pull this back up briefly. And then Annette has a couple follow-up questions, I think, related to that.
So don't use that flyer anymore because I'll share the website.
Okay,
But that has outdated links because I was using a different kind of calendar and this one's better. But I can drop
gotcha.
the email, I mean the website in for everybody and you're welcome to share it. And then I was gonna follow up with a sort of blurb about the organization in case
Okay.
anybody wants to share it via email with colleagues and whatnot.
Okay. I just want to say off the bat, this is a pretty great idea. I know there's been like some individual efforts maybe in different areas throughout the state to do something similar, maybe coming out of like CRSS programs and different the schools in those areas, but to kind of maybe bring together one larger one would be, pretty ideal. Just because you're right, like people who've gone through the CRSS program especially are people who have lived experience. And so they've got their own recovery that they're bringing to the table. But at the same time, their recovery is being able to have like a professional setting, but where people can also be supportive of one another in a like personal sense too. So I mean, I think it's a really, really great idea. Did anybody have any questions? Annette, you had something?
I just, wanted to again thank Cassie, right, for her.
Hey, Casey.
Casey.
Casey, I'm so sorry.
Hold
It's
on, we
okay.
got a question.
Casey, oh, we have a question.
Mark Matthews.
No, amazing job, Casey. And I know, like Jared had mentioned, I think about 2 years ago, I had started support for the supporters, right, group,
Yeah.
and that
Mhm.
was just within one organization. But I love that you're branching that out. Get that kind of ROSC vibe, right? De-siloing anybody, from wherever they're from. But I do love the thing that maybe you encapsulated that I had never really considered, which is how about more than just talking about peer support, right? And the irony on that, right, Jarrett? Because I put together events, I'd never connected the two dots. So I love that you're doing that, Casey. Again, the idea of fellowship and events and not, at nauseum getting together to talk about peer support when we could all use a little bit of non-peer support
Yeah,
time.
let's
So
not. No,
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
absolutely. So great job, and I'm looking forward to being a part of this, Casey.
Cool. And just like one remaining thought, like I am one person and I'm really, really new to this community. So is to build a framework that people can flesh out together. That's why if you look on the site, there's like put your own events, co-create an event, get on Slack. So it's the framework to build a community. I don't want to be the one running it. I
Mhm.
want to just put the pieces together so we can all do it together.
Awesome. Did anybody here have a question? I think Adam had one. And if you want to make sure he gets that mic.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear him by
Oh
chance,
no,
Casey?
I didn't hear anybody. I didn't
Oh,
hear
I'm sorry.
anybody.
He said, this is just for the uninitiated. What does CRSS stand for? So if somebody's here from a different social service.
Yeah, see, so just that is an old, outdated flyer. We connected with the state and they asked me if it'd be okay to just do all peers because they thought it'd be a good idea and help ping it through their network. But CRSS is Certified Report Specialist Recovery System.
Yeah,
I'm what is
that's
it?
okay. So they're certified recovery support specialists.
Support
They're
specialist.
certified support specialists. There's a few that, but I think the point being is that they're all welcome, which is a good.
Yeah.
Any other
Thanks for your
questions in
question.
person or comments? Well, hey, thank you. This is awesome. And I really, really recommend if anyone hasn't checked out that Awakenings group at COD, they make really great art. And they do great things like collect items for our unhoused outreach stuff. So great part of the community. Really, really doing cool things. So Casey, thank you again. Congrats on this, and hopefully we can work with you as a community to kind of build it up. Like you said, it's about just kind of building the framework for folks and then letting the community kind of take that framework over.
Yeah.
So very cool. Thank you again for coming.
All
Let's give
right.
her a
Have a
round of
good
applause,
one.
Yes,
everybody.
everyone.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
And again, it was an honor to have her present today, especially because in our strategic plan that we just went over, I think it was Melbourne, right?
Yeah.
Stuff. One of our focuses is on exactly aligning and trying to align the certified specialists with the shortage of in what we have professionals, right? So
Sometimes it's tough. Like there's
it
a
is.
lot of folks coming out of the school programs who are really, really well educated. I think the programs around here, both in Elgin, College of DuPage, they do a really great job of making sure those CRSSs are trained. Sometimes it's just connecting them, right, to where places who are actually like employing those positions, or even just connecting them to like the recovery community at large in ways beyond just their own. So yeah,
Yeah,
big.
no, and again, we have to continue to advocate for our CRSSS because mainly new to the field, right? So a lot of people aren't aware of what a CRSS is. But this is why we promote, we advocate, and we educate, right? And we do. CRSSs are very instrumental, especially during recovery,
I'm
and and during just to have on the field and to have someone with that experience makes a world of difference, I promise. And so, yeah, it's actually on our strategic plan. So when she was willing to present for us, and then she told me about her, her statewide effort now, I was like, oh, this is like when you have one of those phone calls when you have a dream and then someone calls you and say, your dream came true.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
synchronous.
I'm like, I can't believe it. So I'm like, but things are working out. So thank you so much again for sharing that with us. So Jared, since
Yeah.
we are talking about events and we are talking about support and everything else, we're gonna move it on to our Serenity House Reentry Fellowship, right?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
So, with this, the kind of impetus for this program that we started recently, a bunch of us have been going into both DuPage and Kane County jails to lead reentry courses. So it was reentry for criminal and addictive thinking. It's both. It's not just the substances. It's not just the lifestyle. We try to cover both. And one of the biggest pieces of feedback we would get from both men and women was that they had a lot of fear about finding work. They had a lot of fear about finding housing, safe housing. They had a lot of fear about going back to old neighborhoods and interacting with old, ways of thinking. And so we thought, this is a perfect opportunity to actually create a support group for those people. And when we did, we were thinking, to kind of make it as wide a net as possible to try to get people in is to make it non-program specific for recovery stuff, because that was another feedback we got, which was people said like, I don't really like 12 step, it doesn't work for me, or I don't like SMART, it doesn't work for me. Sometimes people just need to be around others who have gone through like what they have, and a lot of these people, like we said, who've gone through being formerly incarcerated, it's a lot. It's hard enough sometimes if you're just incarcerated to reenter. If you're incarcerated but you're also someone in recovery, it can be doubly hard sometimes. So we created this kind of reentry fellowship group. It is held over at the Geneva office. Do you want to talk about when and where and all that type of stuff?
So right now
It changed recently,
it
right?
is it's changing, and so um we started we actually kicked it off March the 12th, and I'm happy to report we had someone come in and receive service, right?
Oh, that's just
And of
getting one
course
person at your first.
I have to give the credit to Walter Sanders. If you're out there in the virtual world, Walter, woo woo, good for you. So we this was going to be held from 5 to 7. I think the first time we rolled it out, it was from 6 to 8. But moving forward in April, it's gonna be the services are gonna be provided not only on Thursdays from 6 to 8, but also we're going to be providing those services for walk-in on Tuesdays in our drop-in center from 12 to 2 in Geneva.
I think you may have told me the wrong one, because it got moved to 5 to 7, right? Yeah. At least that's the flyer that was updated. So
Yes,
then 12 to 2
no
for
worries.
women and bilingual is at 12 to 2. It's over in Geneva. It's if you've been before, most people don't
Insane.
even know we have an office there. It's very small. We call it cute, quaint, things like that. So it could hold a few people, which is fine because sometimes for groups like this, to get people out and engaged, smaller groups to start work better. So it is a very kind of welcoming environment to come
Yes, it
into.
is. And actually, as a person that goes into the King County jail pods every week and gives anger management classes, you know, to the individuals there, I do have to express the need, there is a big need for the when I do have conversations, open conversations, and we talk about all different, barriers. And one of the barriers for them is, oh, well, we're in here and we've stopped using substances because we're in here. How am I going to continue when I, leave here, having this type of support?
Mhm.
And, besides also, they'll throw in the, it's just a lot of pressure. It's going to make me want to just go back to where I was before because I ain't got I don't have those services. Where am I supposed to go and get them? I have no knowledge of them,
Well,
you
some
know?
of them haven't, they'll tell us in the classes, like they haven't had a quote unquote, like, well, they'll call it like legit job and like some of them 15, 20 plus years. So to have a traditional work gap like that, I think I'm trying to start calling it, because people don't have traditional like resumes anymore, especially with the population that we serve. And so it's about working with them on that. It's about working with them on like job interview skills, on high level resume building, but also just access to stuff that maybe they just currently don't have access to early on. So we have like some clothes, like for like a clothes closet. We have donation items for them. So try to make it like a one-stop shop for some of them when they do come in.
Is looking for those type of services, please send them our way. We would be more than happy to provide and help and support them in any kind of way.
How about the drop-in? Uh, is it on? Is the blue on? Always look for the blue.
And not.
All right.
So drop-in is going well. Again, like I had shared, we were visited by Sharon. Thank you, Sharon, for visiting us. And also Adam came to the office to visit. I mean, it's a small little space, but it's nice, right, guys? We had a great
Yeah.
conversations in there, right, guys? I mean, it was one-on-ones, but we had
Mark
great
Matthews giving a
conversations.
thumbs up too.
And Mark is out there in the virtual world. He came, and you know what? It's a great space. So
It's
come and visit us.
Yeah, it's like a nice if you're out, if you're a community worker, if you're an outreach worker, you want to just stop by, hang out with us for a little bit. It's a good place to stop in too. And hopefully, as we continue to look for more places for the van, which we'll talk about too here in just a little bit. There's a fridge and a microwave.
Yes, we have a fridge and we have a microwave.
Fridge and microwave. Let's talk about this one briefly. There is a virtual Narcan training starting up coming the second Tuesday of every month. That'll start next Tuesday. We try to keep this updated like weekly if we can. So that'll be with like adulterants or stuff we're getting from the health departments. Like right now, I'm sure orphines, for lack of a better term, chlorophene, all those different fiends. So we always try to keep our trainings updated with all the new adulterants and stuff. So this will be starting the second Tuesday in April, but then it'll go the second Tuesday of every month at 12:30. If you know somebody who knows nothing about this stuff, it's great. If you're just somebody who wants to brush up, it's also great. And then our friend Kelsey here will probably be doing some of them, so you'll see her smiling face online. So I just wanted to get through that one, and that's so we could talk about this one too. So I want to talk to you again, Kelsey. So, how many people here have seen our van, meaning Serenity House's van? So a lot of people here in Kane. There's a second van coming for DuPage, which is pretty rad. So we're actually going to have a couple now. But that's only because of the kind of success we've seen in Kane. Not only with people we've been trying to provide services for, but like all these great organizations that have like really come together to help us to like have stuff for that van, but also to come out and support like when we're out there. I think over the winter we gave away like 200 winter coats through that van. And that's like its own process, right? Like the collection of the donations, and a lot of you have been great donators to this process. So We will probably be changing some of the things we're collecting over the next few months as it heats up outside. But what do we look for in stuff we're collecting donations on? As far as clothing, it's going to go kind of from the winter stuff into more, warmer climate things. So, if you've got t-shirts, but also like undergarments, and those new, not gently used on the undergarments. So, underwear, things like that, socks, guys, socks, huge. Socks are always big, but in the summertime, especially for our unhoused friends. Also, maybe just stuff they can take on the go. So non-perishables, granola bars, like bags of nuts and trail mix, waters. Yeah, so waters, but also things like if we're not able to take showers, things like body wipes, things where we can keep ourselves clean when we're out there. The great friends at Loaves and Fishes gave us a pallet of baby wipes a few weeks ago, and I remember unloading it. I'm like, we just unloaded a pallet of baby wipes. Like, what are we gonna do? They are starting to move as body wipes, and we go through a ton of them. So just when you think you can't use what you get donated, you can use it, and we can use it. But also, yeah, toiletries, first aid supplies. If you got bandages, wound care stuff, the vans are going to have, all of our harm reduction stuff on there. So we do want to carry some of those things as well. The way that you can make donations to the cause, a few different ways. We try to make it easy on everybody. We are happy to come and pick up donations. If you're at an organization that wants to collect stuff, we will come and pick them up from you. You can bring them to a ROSC meeting like this, or you can reach out to myself or Annette and we can make separate arrangements with you. And much like we said before, we're just trying to create a framework through collecting donations, but the real work is being done by peer support workers and the volunteers and the people who are out like actually manning the shifts with these things. Where we're at right now in Kane County, if you're unaware, on Wednesdays we are over at the library, main library off of I believe it's off River Road, and then we are in Elgin on Thursdays. Where's our location on Thursdays in Elgin? It may have moved a little bit, but I'll get back to you. And then on Sundays, this is the one I'm excited about. We have started about 2 months ago. We've started going out to. Do you guys know where the animal control is in Addison, in Aurora? So there's a dog park right there. So on Sundays from 2 to 3 p.m., myself and someone else usually pulls that van into that parking lot, and I just set up for an hour, hour and a half. We usually service the folks who are living in the tent cities that are back behind that. We cook. I cooked this past week. We cook for about anywhere between 15 and 20 people each week. They come in with the food, but then after that, we also give them services if they would like that. So that's either referrals to other services, the stuff we have on the van. If you are interested in getting people volunteer, like involved in things, that's a great one because it's on the weekend. So if they can't get away from work, we are literally there every Sunday from 2 to 3. So you can just pull up and see us and wave and come hang out. We got a great group that's out there. And then you know what? So turn that mic on, Kelsey. So how has your experience been just with the donations? I want her to talk briefly because it has really become like a full-time position almost. So do you want to talk about that?
My name is Kelsey again. I work at Serenity House for the Kane and DuPage County ROSC. I'm serving through AMPAC, the Recovery Court program. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm happy to see you all. And yeah, I've spent most of my hours sorting through the donations or scheduling with kind donors who like to gift us things such as the baby wipes, men's and women's clothing. We're also collecting kids' clothing as well, toiletries,
One we didn't even talk about yet.
shoes.
Shoes, but also pet stuff. We have quite a few
Yes.
unhoused friends who have animals with them, and they need some stuff too. So we do carry a few things on the van for dogs, but we would love more donations for that stuff.
Yeah. So I've been a little behind the scenes collecting the donations, sorting everything, making sure the van is fully stocked so we're prepared. And tomorrow is my first day out on the van. I'm very excited. I hope we see
Give her a round of applause. She's gonna be great.
Thank you. I'm hoping to see people because, I want to feel the reward in person, not only at the office. Yeah, behind the scenes, So I'm super excited to be a part of this. Thank you, everybody, for your kind donations and for everybody showing up today. And I look forward to it.
Nice. Thank you,
Thanks.
Kelsey. We'll give this back over to Annette.
Without you, we wouldn't be able to do such amazing work. You and Nini, if Nini's online, so I can't forget about Nini. She's instrumental in collecting those everything for us. So again, I just want to take a moment to highlight. I think it's very important some services that are being provided by Elgin Community College. It's in specific, well, in partnership with Greater Family Health, and it's free and confidential HIV testing, right? This is being done at Elgin Community College, 1700 Spartan Drive, Building K, in room K151. And it's on Mondays from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Tuesdays from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And if I'm not mistaken, those services are dual language as well.
I just want to say also, if you're somebody who works for an organization that does testing or things like that, and you're able to provide maybe like once a month or once a quarter some free testing or something through our organization, we're happy to talk to you. We're big on collaboration. And some of that stuff could even be in collaboration with Serenity House's mobile stuff if they're out and about, teaming up for some of those types of things. So would definitely be interested. What do we got next?
We are promoting a donation drive for our friends in Kankakee. You know, the weather really did a number in Kankakee, right? And so they are, affected through those tornadoes. I was tracking them all night. I mean, it was devastating when we were able to get some light and see what was going on out there, right? So right now, our friends at the First Presbyterian Church of Christ in Downers Grove, they are asking for just, bottled water, packaged snacks, cleaning supplies, toiletries, adult diapers, trash bags, work gloves, plastic totes, toilet papers, and packing tape. So if anyone is interested, we will also have it on our DuPage ROSC Facebook, but they are collecting for this March 22nd.
Yep, and then they're also looking for volunteers
Yes,
to help
please.
collect the donations. But yeah, it's a great way to get involved in some philanthropic stuff. And then what's happening with AID?
So AID has a survey. I'm not sure if Melania is with us yet. She is. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
No, yeah, no, thank you. So I'm Melina Hankey, with AID. I'm the director for our behavioral health programs in Aurora. So we are conducting a community needs assessment, and our focus is like the Aurora and North Aurora community, but anyone can fill out the survey because we do provide services, in multiple counties and across Kane County. So it will, when people fill it out, ask for zip codes and that kind of thing. So it's for, residents, providers in the area. So we're just getting more information on like mental health needs, substance use treatment needs, and then other social needs, just for our own strategic planning and also future services. So if you guys can just spread it around to anyone. And then I also wanted to mention, I don't think it's posted externally yet on our website, but we are hiring for an RSS or a CRSS position for our outpatient program. So if you know anyone, hopefully in the next week or so, it'll be posted on our website. So,
Excellent.
yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll make sure we share this far and wide. Yeah, it is survey season, it seems. We did ours last winter.
Yes, we did.
That was interesting time to do a survey, but you know what? We got what we needed through that. But yes,
Exactly.
the only way that we are able to get funding for some programs is by getting hard data. So
Exactly.
the more of these types of things we can take and get out there, the more funding can get where it's needed. So
And because we are people with that lived experience, we are advocating and promoting those surveys, right?
yeah.
So
And I also want to follow up real quick because, we just had a mention of position for a CRSS. I know also Serenity House is looking for outreach workers that are also interested in doing CRSS, almost like a split, but largely out here in Kane County.
Yes.
In fact, like 5 days a week out here in Kane County.
Yes.
So if you know a CRSS out here, send them to us.
that person will be
With the van, mostly, yeah.
95% remote. like remote work. They'll be out here in Kane
Let's not
County.
say remote work because that connotates one thing.
Oh, no, no,
It's
no, no.
like
You know
remote
what I
on
mean.
the
They'll
van.
be
That
remotely
type
out
of remote.
in the,
Yeah,
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 they'll be out in the field.
yeah.
Out in the field, out in
I
the
just want to
field.
be careful here. Okay, we have about 15 minutes. I know there's a few other things we want to cover, but we want to hear from our friends who are here in person. So I'm going to stop this particular share because I know we have a guest that Kelsey got here from.
And Kelsey, we appreciate you again for making this wonderful connection, right? And we are going to be, as soon
Up.
as Jared can pull it up for us,
There we
speaking
go.
with Connolly Outreach, specifically with Jennifer Long, and it's an honor to have her here in person. So here you go, Jennifer. If you can just
Sure. Where would you like me to go? Does it matter?
Anywhere. Yeah. How about I give you this mic so I'm not yelling?
okay, perfect.
My name is Jennifer Long. Again, I'm the executive director of Conley Outreach. We serve Western rural Kane County. So we have an office here in Sugar Grove. You mentioned Elburn before. So we cover Blackberry, Caneville, Sugar Grove, Virgil, Big Rock townships. And I know I probably just missed something. But if you think about the Caneland area district, that portion and Big Rock, that's primarily where we're at. We are a social service and bereavement agency. If you want me to start quickly on the social service side, I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'll try and roll through that.
Okay.
One of the things I provide is you guys are talking about connecting your rural neighbors out here to services. That's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing under our West Towns program. I think of us as the old-fashioned 211. So you can call in and you can chat with me and we can strategize and see what referrals you may need. So it's important for me to be connecting with our rural neighbor or our different agencies that are out within, as you know, are mostly in Aurora and Elgin. Part of the ways I do serve in that way is I run a West Towns meeting, which some of your other folks like at your agencies like Mutual Ground and the health department do send people that attend and meeting to stay connected so that if I can bring it here and they can share what's going on out there, we can all kind of keep everybody in the loop. In addition to that, we are a Salvation Army Extension site here in Sugar Grove Township. We also administer assistance program. For those of you that are not familiar with assistance, I won't go too much into detail with it, but if you have somebody with financial need in townships, have a local township to check that out.
Wow.
Also, we have a holiday spirit. Caneland Schools, where our Caneland social workers go ahead and refer over our families most in need. And I collect folks who will donate, or as we have it, shop really for our families and their wish lists. We also get financial donations, so we're able to provide gift cards and other things at the holidays for folks. We have a benevolence fund. That's Good Samaritan Fund. If somebody has a financial need, if they have a pickle, like they have, had a medical thing and they're out of work or other criteria that you guys probably understand in the way of like different financial assistance programs, they can call me and I can take an application, hopefully help them out to get them over that hump. The community meals program that we provide for our guests. Elburn Countryside Food Pantry. Village Church steps in, provide that as a to-go meal right now. It is their open hours on Thursday nights, and I get to see people and connect with our neighbors in the community, and that's a nice add. Get connected, not stop in and talk to us. So that is really nice program that I really enjoy. It may be a little funny that we have brief services are kind of that area where we need. Conley Outreach actually started as a grief agency. For those of you who are local, you may be familiar with the Conley Funeral Homes in Elburn. And we were started by Bruce Conley. His son runs the funeral home today. He used to run it, and he used to provide more of a wraparound supportive service through the funeral home. And then he started our agency to go ahead and provide to the Caneland community bereavement services. So we still do that today. It looks a little bit different than maybe when Bruce did it, but with the same mission. So we have a children's grief program that we or I'm sorry, grief camp that we offer annually. That's going to be coming up at the end of June. It's going to look a little different this year. This might be why I have horses on my mind, because we've been able to stable minds and add equine therapy, which is going to be brand new, which I'm really excited about. So that is going to be we're focusing more at adolescent, like preteen, teen area now, because those are the most underserved. So we were 6 to 12. We're now going to be 9 to 13 because we're feeling that's where we're getting the most need. Also development, they work best with the equity. So we're going to be taking off with that again for kids who have lost a parent or siblings. We keep that low cost, and for those that can't go ahead and pay for it, even though it is, fairly reasonable, we do have scholarships. In addition to that, we have a adult bereavement services. Those are no cost services. We have 3 book club, which is kind of more of a socialization piece. We have a general grief support group, and then we also additionally, and these are all monthly, have a young widow support group. And one of the latest things we've been really trying to do is get out in the community, because we find a lot of people don't find maybe they want to go to a support group, or feel that maybe it doesn't feel right to them. They don't want to, they think it's going to be just sitting around being like, hi, my name is Jen, and here's my story. And that's not always what ours look like, but many times people are more comfortable with maybe attending we have done, most recently we had one that was about taking a breather from grief, where we had an esthetician come out and we did a sound healing, and it was just kind of for people in the community to come out and take a pause. And we loved it because it was really cool. We got a lot of great feedback, because that was the first of that kind that we'd done. We'd done the sound healing with other grief, like education and stuff, but people really were responsive to that, because they just had a minute to pause and kind of focus on themselves and kind of relax. And so that ended up turning out really well. We just did that last weekend. Those are all free events. People just have to register with us. Here through the Sugar Grove Public Library, they have been really great for us. That's coming up in spring. That's going to be talking about some of the seasonal things that happen when we move into spring, the bittersweet, like where the change of the seasons, but you also have these memories and other things of your loved one. And sometimes it can still be hard, even though everybody's kind of in a different place. And so we're going to do that in a nature mandala. And we've had several other bibliotherapy focused programs that we've done through here. I think that's it.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm just sitting there and I'm picturing everything in my head, and I'm riding horses and I'm like reading books, and it's just amazing.
We're trying, and anybody is open to contact me also too for, we'll get them services that they, need. Not everybody, again, wants groups. Not everybody wants a referral for counseling. That's not for everybody. We have resources, we have literature, things we can suggest. I mean, that's why I'm here, just to meet people where they're at with their grief, and also in the realm, of course, of social services.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving me that platform. I'm sorry, hopefully I didn't talk too long, guys.
Thank you for all the amazing services that you guys are providing. And we do have their website up on the screen. And if anyone needs a direct contact or any information on the Connolly Outreach, you can go ahead and reach out to me.
I had a question, actually. I just wanted to talk about the importance of just support groups. You said something that really made sense to me, which is like, I think something that keeps somebody from maybe going to a support group is the misconception of like, we have to sit in the circle and it has to be a really drab, like depressing thing. And that's sometimes can be counterproductive to actual healing, or even just not even opening yourself up to the opportunity. So I just want to say that's great. I'm so glad that that's something that y'all focus on, but also the seasonal thing. So seasonal, again, all I think of is like seasonal depression. So in my head, I think of like winter time and all that. I don't even think about how the kind of like seasons changing can be a trigger for people.
Absolutely.
Can you mention that more about that, if you don't mind? Like you said, it said like bittersweet, right? Like because
it can be. I mean, as we know that different changes in time, there's certain things like anniversaries or other things that, let us know that that person has been gone for a while. Like you may say, oh, I remember they were here the last spring, or here's another spring that they're not here. Or we see that the weather's getting nice. Maybe there's certain things that you would do with your loved one or your family, and you feel that thing. So around for the more. A lot of times people who are, grieving a loss feel a little left behind.
Sure.
And so we find that. So that's why we created this program so people can gather and kind of work through that. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I'm just glad there's like wraparound services too, where people there can get those services. Were there any questions in
Thank you.
person about services or availabilities or anything? I can check the virtual. Hang on. I see no virtual questions, but
Okay.
that
Thank
doesn't
you
mean
so
that we
much.
can't pop up. But
Again, thank you so much, Jennifer.
yeah, thanks.
Amazing work.
Plus, that's awesome. So we got about 5 minutes left. So this is usually where we open it up. So if there's
any announcements from any of our partners here, any events that are you guys? Oh, great. Yeah, I was thinking about you guys because I went to the meeting the other day and I know you guys were looking.
That's actually what I'm going to talk about. We are filming a series of videos about people who have either quit smoking or currently in the process of quitting, who, want to quit, but also want experiences. So if you have family members, loved ones, that sort of thing. And then just like if you have any sort of like firsthand experience with it in like our jobs or in your personal life, we want to hear from everyone. So if anyone wants to be featured in that video, please come up and talk to me. I'll give you my card. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. If anybody online has something they want to promote or like you have a request for services or support for a meeting, you can just raise your digital hand and I'll keep an eye for you. Okay. Anyone here in person? Anything else?
Anything else? Any events coming up? Anything else? No? Okay, no takers. No one online?
I know she went so quickly. We'll do going once, going twice so I can check the chat. Hold on.
Sorry.
Just some people requesting like links and we'll do a follow-up email to everybody who came
Yes.
today with all of like the pertinent information.
Yes,
So
once
there's
I
the link.
can get everybody's information together, I will be more than happy to share that.
Absolutely. Where's the next meeting going to be at, Annette?
At the present moment, I think, and I'm more than sure that we are headed to the Kane County Coroner's Office. Do a happy dance. Do a happy dance. So I have to reconfirm with Nini because she's my outreach person for that. But I did read an email today briefly saying that we were confirmed for April. So I didn't look exactly. Obviously, it's going to be the third Thursday of that month, right? I'm not sure exactly.
We'll confirm it. We'll
But
confirm it.
we will be sharing the information. So please come out and visit us at the Kane County Coroner's
I'll
Office.
say this, DuPage went to the coroners like a couple months ago, and it was like truly one of the best meetings we've had. Like really eye-opening in a way that I did not know. Like we went in there, I learned a ton about like, even in a coroner's office, like, what they see on the front line, but also like, their need for wanting to educate people more. And there's opportunities for us to do that through our programs. Talking to the mic.
They also, shared, we're lucky that they also were sharing their own personal
There's a lot of experience.
experiences.
Well, I just want to say thank you again to beautiful Sugar Grove. What a city, what a town.
Love that and our wonderful audience.
Applause. And the wonderful audience.
And our virtual audience.
And the virtual audience.
And our guest.
Yeah, and our guests. Okay. Thank you to everybody. We'll have the video of this up in the next couple days. And then again, like we said, we'll follow up with emails with all of the pertinent info, links, flyers, all of that good stuff.
Just one more announcement before we go. I do want to recognize not only the women in this room, but just women in general, because it is Women History Month, and we are amazing at what we do and how we do it, ladies. Keep up the good job, the good work. I am honored to work alongside all you wonderful women.
Last minute back, and we'll see you.